So we finally have Navia. In this video, we're gonna take a look at her builds. We're gonna take a look at what is the best artifact, best weapon, and constellation efficiencies, and her team comps. So before we do anything else, I wanted to highlight this for the Genshin updates. Look at this one. I was really amazed about this. If you click on auto add right here, it automatically chooses which materials needs to be used. To be honest, before, what I used to do is just hold click on the hero's widths until it fills everything, -1, and find other upgrade materials so that I waste as less as possible. But in here, right now, we can just do it in one click. This is a game changer. And the UI looks so clean. I love this so much. And thank you Genshin Impact for changing this. Alright, let's talk about her skills. Her normal attack is just normal attack, as we all know. Her E is what makes her really unique. So when a character in the party obtains an elemental charge created from the crystallized reaction, Navia will gain 1 stack. She can have up to 6 stacks. Each time you get the stack, the duration of the stack you already have will be reset. When she fires, Navia will consume all the stacks, firing multiple shred charges that can penetrate opponents, dealing geo damage to opponents' hit. When 0, 1, 2, 3 or more stacks are consumed, 5, 7, 9, 11 charge shots will be fired respectively. The more shred charges that strike a single opponent, the greater damage dealt to them. When all 11 shred shots strike, 200% of the original amount of the damage is dealt. When more than 3 stacks are consumed, every stack consumed beyond those 3 will increase the damage dealt by this attack by additional 15%. And when you hold your elemental skill, it enters the aiming mode, continually collecting nearby elemental shards created by crystallized reactions. This can be used when you don't have enough stacks, but you see shards on the floor. And when released, the same effect will happen as you just tap. And for her burst, she does AoE geo damage periodically for 12 seconds. And when this hits opponents, Navia will gain 1 stack, and this effect can be triggered up to once every 2.4 seconds. So in order for you to use her effectively, her combo would naturally become her burst, skill, normal attacks, skill again, and so on. And her talent. For 4 seconds after using her skill, the damage dealt by Navia's normal attack, charge attacks, and plunging attacks will be converted to geo damage, which cannot be overridden by other elemental infusions, and the damage dealt by Navia's normal attacks, charge attacks, and plunging attacks will be increased by 40%. And for each Pyro, Electro, Cryo, Hydro party member, Navia gains 20% increased attack, and this effect can stack up to 2 times. Let's talk about her team comps. After we know how Navia's kit works, every time Navia takes the field, we want to make sure that we have her burst all the time. Because of that, we would like to fix a very good Geo battery, Albedo. The best team available for Navia is going to be Navia, Albedo, Furina, and Bennett. After using her skill, her attacks will become Geo for 4 seconds and it will not be overridden by other stuff. So C6 Bennett can be used here. Very nice. And if you don't have Furina, you can take her out and put Yelan in. And if you don't have Yelan, you can also put Fischl in. And I know that most of the people who started Genshin Impact like a little bit later after Albedo's rerun, you can replace Albedo with Zhongli. However, that means that you're gonna have to give some energy charge for Navia. So that is not gonna be the best, but it's still okay. And if you don't have Zhongli, you can also put Xiangling here. For the weapon, I am using Verdict. I love how her signature weapon is called Verdict, not something like Song of Broken Pines, Beacon of the Reed Sea or anything like that. It's just so short and I love it. The funny thing about her weapon is that you don't want to go for the signature weapon. If you're by any chance spending money to pull for her weapon, it would be better for you to go for R5 Serpent Spine. They're equivalent in terms of damage. That is a very good alternative for her signature weapon. The best case scenario for F2P is that you cannot get Serpent Spine, so somehow you got Wolf's Greystone from the Parma banner, or you can use Melocene R5. So those are the weapons that you want to use for Navia, and we're gonna take a look at the artifacts. I'm using the Knight set. When you're using Navia without Furina, Knight set is gonna be the best in slot, but in case you're using Furina with Navia, that's when Hunter set is getting slightly better than Knight set. You can use the Golden Trout set, 2-piece, or the Gladiator set. And now we're adding this additional section for the guide videos because you need to understand how good the character is in a practical use. We're gonna be showcasing the best team that she has available to maximize her passive. Keep that in mind that this Spirit Abyss rotation is a little punishing for Navia, but I'm pretty sure the next one is gonna be very easy for her. Furina E, Albedo E, Furina ult, Benny E, Q, Navia Q was supposed to be first because you want to keep that zero damage, right? 300k, very nice. Refresh those skills. Look at this damage. I also like how her skill works. Okay. Here we go. We do this again. Frina E. Albedo E. Frina ult. Frina. Bennett E. Please don't die. Navia Q. And then her E. Do some hits. That did not crit. But that's okay. So the reason why I said this rotation is punishing for her is because we have those pyrolectors. And then I thought that a team without Zhongli would be very squishy to a point where we actually need a shielder or something. But that was actually okay. And that's how much damage we'll be expecting from C0 R1 Navia. So my verdict on Navia, right now, I would say she's very good in terms of damage. But as you have seen, she's not going to be the best character to use everywhere in Genshin Impact because, well, she's Geo. But then I like how she's flexible with team building. There's like the very F2P team that is available for Navia, Bennett, Xiangling, Fischl. You know, that explains everything about Navia. And also, her being able to use a lot of claymores, I would say that's also a dub. And for constellation values, which I will show right here on the table, a great stopping point for constellation would be C2 and C6. Yes, C3 has some values, but honestly, she's a DPS and she's a Geo, so I would say she's a promising character for the future. And I absolutely like her playstyle. I like how Genshin designs their character. Well, before there used to be some characters that got affected by characters like Bennett C6 or Chongyun. So I had a big complaint about Kazuha C6 where his infusion can be overridden by Bennett. But Navia, Genshin knew what they were doing. Only if Eula came out a little bit later, that would have been great because, you know, that was the whole reason why she was not so compatible with people who had C6 Bennett. However, using her burst as she appears on the field, using her E, doing some swings to do some geo damage, to create shards, using her E again during rotations, I think Genshin has designed a very good character to use as a main DPS. Compared to Ito, yeah, as I said, no matter what you do with Navia, you're gonna be doing the same rotation. Q, E, autos, and E again, swap out. For Ito, you stay for a long time on the field, so there's a big playstyle difference. Anyways, in the next video, I'll do a showcase for C6 Navia, and if you did find this video helpful for you, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel with that alert settings, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.